Everybody, I'm trying this again. I tried to go live an hour ago, live at 4, but it didn't work. So now we're live at 5. Sorry about the delay. I hope you had a wonderful day wherever you are. And I did a great session, so I hope I can do it again. You know, it's one of the things where I was flowing, things were moving, and it's going well. So I thank you for being patient with me in case you were tuning in at 4 and I wasn't there. Okay, now I want to talk about my routine today. A couple of things that people ask often is, what is my routine like? You know, not that I accomplish so much in a routine, but I'm able to get a lot of things done because I'm focused. And I'm going to talk to you about how I do that today. The things I do in my schedule, probably nothing new and maybe nothing that you will learn that's overwhelming, but I want to share with what I do, and you can determine the value of that. So first thing I do is I start with the night before. The night before, I make sure that I get in bed at a decent hour. 10 o'clock is usually my hour, my kind of time when I want to really be in bed. It may start around 9 o'clock. I'm starting to kind of wind up what I'm doing. Around 9:30, I'm kind of getting to the mode of sleep. And around 10, I want to be really like pretty much get to that sleep mode. So that's what my goal is, try and get into a sleep mode around 10 o'clock. And it usually works pretty well. By about 10:15, I'm out. It's pretty much that way. Now, to make that happen, I avoid distractions. Prior to going to sleep, I don't get involved with anything that's going to distract me or get me focused too much on things that's going to delay sleep. I don't get interrupted by activities or things that may require attention. And another thing, you don't eat before going to bed. That's another thing that makes it difficult for you to sleep right away. When you want to sleep, you want to make sure your body is free of distractions. You want to make sure it's not digesting, because when you do stop to digest food, when you do stop to eat, your body goes into a digestion mode. It's now preparing for digesting foods, and your energy goes toward digestion. So you want to avoid that. So you want to be not eating at least 2 hours before bedtime. We knew that already, right? I talked about that. 2 hours to 3 hours before bedtime. Have nothing but water. It's easier on the digestion, and it makes it easier for it to fall asleep. Now I get to sleep around 10. Around 10:15 or so, I am out. And going to sleep is usually I'm listening to a podcast or a sermon or maybe reading something, but I don't get into anything that's going to be distracting. Nothing that I'm involved with that requires an attention span, so I want to kind of finish it. I'm reading something or trying to research something. I try to make it something that I'm just coasting through until the end. So that's my goal, to get to just coast. So once I get that sleep in, I'm up early. The reason why I go to bed at 10 is I'm up early. I don't sleep late like I used to. I'm up around 5 o'clock. Kanan, I'm done. I'm up around 5 o'clock. Kanan is helping me here. Around 5 o'clock is when I'm done. As far as sleeping, I'm up. My body's ready to go. And usually it's before that. Like I woke up around 3:30 this morning. You know, at 3:30, I was ready to go, and I'm trying to tell myself, no, I want to sleep a little bit longer, but I was awake. You know, it's like when you're giving the body what it needs, it doesn't need a lot of sleep. It doesn't get distracted very much. So I'm up and working out. So I start my workout at 5 to 5:15. That's when my workout begins. When I get up in the morning, I make sure I drink water, because you're usually dehydrated during the night. You can easily become dehydrated at night because when you're sleeping, your body's using energy. It's using it's really a lot of fluids to hydrate you. You're breathing, and you're breathing out oxygen. You're breathing out respiration. You know, there's actually vapor that you're breathing out. So you can become dehydrated at night when you're sleeping. So in the morning, I have at least 8 ounces of water when I first get up. Then I start my workout, and I'm drinking water during my workout. Always drinking water during my workout. At least I drink probably almost a quart during my workout. Now, some people don't; they can't, and that's great. I've gotten into the habit of doing that. My body gets used to it. It doesn't distract me. I don't feel waterlogged or anything like that. So that's what happens with my water. After my workout, I'm finished around 5:45, so it takes about 45 minutes. Then we're going to 6 o'clock, and now it's time for breakfast. I make sure I have a wholesome breakfast, a balanced breakfast. That means carbohydrates, protein, and fats. So whatever your macros are, make sure you get a good breakfast in. And morning time is the best time to have your starchy carbs, whether that's oats, grits, whole grain cereals, rice, whatever those starchy carbs are. have those in the morning because you're going to burn those during the day. And also you're restoring a lot of what you didn't have at nighttime. So to start your carbs are very important. I have, like this morning I had grits. I don't have much grits. I have, everything's about this much. Remember? My food is like this much. My grits is about this much. That's how much I'll have. I used to have like 3 times that much. You know, it was, anyway, I don't do that anymore. So I have just a little bit of grits. I had 6 eggs this morning. 3 of those are the whole egg, including the yolk. Then I have just 3 additional eggs, just being the whites only. So 6 total eggs. And I had some of the Morningstar bacon this morning. And I think that was it. I think that gave me the protein that I needed. I had about 30 grams within what I told you about right there. That's about 30 grams of protein. And that's what I try to get each meal, at least 30 grams of protein in each meal. So that way I get my 180 grams or so I need every day. I'm not sure what your protein is, but whatever your macros tells you, you got to make sure you get your protein in. If there's any one thing that I want to make sure that you don't slack on, is your protein. Make sure you get enough protein in because most people don't get enough. And then the next thing you want to make sure you balance is your carbs. Proteins, key, number 1. Carbs are next. Make sure you're not getting too many because you don't need as much as, believe it or not, we think we do. So I minimize my carbs. After the first meal, I have a protein shake around 10. And then, I'm going a little bit out of schedule. So once I finish my meal, I'm talking about my daily schedule now. I finish my breakfast in the morning. And then I start my prayer, my meditation, my Bible reading. That's every morning. Remember, you grow and develop not just physically. You have to develop yourself emotionally and spiritually. I mean, we're a tripartite being. We have a portion of ourselves that we can't just neglect and decide that we want to work on other things. So spiritually, I make sure that I'm learning something every day. I'm reading every day. I'm reading the Bible in 1 year. And that takes about 20 minutes based upon the amount that I need to read for that particular day. It takes about 20 minutes to complete that. So the Bible in 1 year I'm doing. And then I'll have about my prayer time, which takes again about 20 to 30 minutes depending on what I have to say, what's going on that day. And then meditation, which is just quietly, just relaxing and just letting my body just kind of settle in, just relax, just letting all thoughts go and just, focusing on just as nothing as possible. Just let my mind be as clear as possible. Draining out all of the stress of whatever day or whatever's trying to come over from the previous day. So by the time I finish that, it's 7 o'clock, and around 7:15, Kim is leaving, so we kind of have a chance to spend a few minutes with her before she leaves. And then I get into my organization part of my day. I'm organizing. I usually have a task list of things that I need to accomplish that day. And there's at least 3 things every day, at least 3 things I've got to finish every day on my list. I've got to finish 3 things every day. And then there's other things that'll be on the list that may not be as critical. I may carry it over to another day. And then there's always some ongoing things that I'm working on every day. Like today I had to do some editing. It was one thing I had to get done. I bought a part for an elliptical that I was repairing. So I've been delaying that. So I said, I've got to get that repaired today. So I had that repaired. And then I had to do some other stuff online that I had to repair. That I had to post and get finished. Now the things that's ongoing, I'm writing a book. That is ongoing. So I'll put a little bit of time into that book. There's another program that I'm working on, another course that I'm working on. So I spend a little bit of time working on that course. And then I'm working on learning new things every day in marketing. Whenever you have a business or whatever you're doing, you enjoy certain aspects of your business or whatever your activities are. But there are other parts of it that maybe you're not good at, but you may need to develop. So I know that I'm not good at this marketing and learning how to, develop lists and other stuff about it. I'm the creator. I like to create things, but then I have to know how to distribute them and make sure people are getting them and make sure the posts that I'm putting out are timely. So there's a lot of things like that I'm having to learn that's not my strength. And as soon as I can have more people online, more people as a staff, they're going to be doing the stuff that I don't really like doing I'm not best at. But for now, I'm doing things like that. So that takes a part of my routine and my day. I prioritize my tasks. I create lists and make sure that I get the things that I want to accomplish, at least 3 things every day that I know that I've got to get done, so that when I look at my day, and you ask yourself, did you do anything today? Did you accomplish anything? You should have at least 3 things or 2 or 3 things that you know you got accomplished, because they're must-do things. That keeps you from having those days where you feel like you didn't do anything all day. So make a list and make sure you get those on there. Eating balanced meals are very important. I have 2 prepared meals every day. I remember I told you I want you to have at least 2 prepared meals every day. Prepared simply means that you've cooked beforehand. You've cooked your yams, your baked potatoes, your rice, your vegetables, your meats or whatever you have. You have some of those prepared beforehand. So when it's time to eat, at least 2 of your meals, you're basically going to take from the ones that you have prepared, from the ones that you've put aside. So you don't have to worry about what you're going to eat. When you get hungry, it's already done for you. And then at least 2 of my meals are basically I prepare on the spot. Like breakfast I'll prepare, and then I may prepare, a later meal in the evening if I'm going to have something simple. Maybe just something I prepare, vegetables or something like that. So the next thing is take breaks. Take breaks during the day. I make sure that I take breaks. Don't get so busy and so caught up in my day that I don't stop and just wind down. We get caught up into things, especially when I'm getting too involved. I start to make mistakes. So I need to stop every once in a while, take a break, and you got to be able to tell when you're getting a little bit winded as far as doing too much, or you feel you're getting a little overwhelmed with what's in front of you. So maybe just get up and go get water. It's time for your snack if you have a snack in the morning. Or maybe I just get distracted. I just go on and watch something online, a YouTube video, or look at an email, or respond to somebody's email, or make a phone call. I'll use some things like that as sort of like distractions to kind of give me that break from my focused work. So there's a point when you're doing your activities, whatever work you do, you're only effective for a certain period of time. Then your effectiveness will start to drop off. You may not be aware of it, but it'll drop off, just like when you're working out. If you start exercising, your energy is going to be high at the beginning of your session. So if you're doing a treadmill, you may be all excited, energized at the beginning, but after 30 minutes, you're not quite into it as much. So by the time you finish your session, you're kind of worn out. It's time for a break. But what if you just kept going all day long? You won't be at your best. So those breaks really help. So stop some point during the day, take breaks. If it's no more like 2 or 3 minutes, take a break, and it gives you a chance to get a breather and refresh yourself. So I take breaks during the day, and I prioritize things. Drink plenty of water. Drink water during the day. I drink a lot of water in the morning, and I try to taper my water off in the evening, because if I drink too late at night, it costs me too many bathroom trips at night. The older I get, the more I find those bathroom trips. I try to make 1 bathroom trip. That's good, but sometimes it's 2, and if I drink too much water, it's 3. That disrupts your sleep when you have to get up that often to go to the bathroom at night. So avoid water intake toward the evening, especially like around 6 o'clock. It's basically I cut it out after that point. More water in the morning, and then I just start to taper it as the day goes on. And you should be getting at least those 8 glasses, 64 ounces or 8-ounce glasses of water per day. It's not real difficult, but you should make it a priority to get at least 8 ounces of water, during the day at intervals. And I usually have like 16, and I'll just drink a cup of something and have like 4 of those. But I try to get at least a half a gallon or more of water per day. And then avoiding distractions. That's challenging. To get more accomplished, that means you got to avoid those things that rob you of time. That was one of the struggles I have. I can easily get distracted. I'm looking at something. I want to go online for something specific, right? You're going online for something specific, and then something pops up, and you go, oh, wow, I didn't know he died. Oh, I didn't know this happened. Oh, I didn't know this was going on. You get caught up into one thing, and then you watch that, or you follow that trail, and before you know it, something else pops up, and you're on that trail, and then a half hour has gone by. Sometimes for me, an hour has gone by, just to be honest with you, and I'm just kind of like, just vegging out on useless videos or something that I'm watching. So avoiding distractions is really important to make sure I accomplish a lot for the day. But for me, the big thing is the sleep. Make sure you get plenty of sleep. Organize your day. Make lists. Accomplish at least 2 to 3 things during the day. At least 2 to 3 things. You'll feel good about doing some things on the day. Even if it's little things, organizing your kitchen, just your room, or taking stuff in a closet. There's always a closet that needs organization, whatever. But find 3 things that you want to make sure you have on your list that you can accomplish that day, and avoid the distractions. All right? Well, I hope that was good for you. Make sure to contact me and let me know how you're doing. I assume that you're doing well. I'm proud of you for the work that you're putting into it every day. And it's work. It requires a daily effort. I know that. And it will take you at least 3 weeks from the beginning of this course or whatever you're doing. Give yourself a couple of weeks to adapt, to get to that point to where you're eliminating the stress of getting started. There's a lot of stress at starting something because you have a lot of distractions. You're starting this thing, but then you get distracted. Oh, I'll start it again tomorrow. So avoid that. Stay with it until you get it to where it's like second nature. It becomes easier once you adapt to it after a period of time. I'm here for you. Make sure you can email me, message me. We can do FaceTime. You've got my phone number. However you can contact me, I'm there for you. I want to make sure that my goal of helping you reach your goal is still the priority. All right? Take care, everybody. See you next time.